Hello, I'm Michelle Yana-Chan and this is Fast Track's Insider Guide with my top travel tips from around the world. Join the scrum in New Zealand when the Rugby World Cup kicks off September 9th. The tournament begins at Eden Park in Auckland with the host nation playing Tonga, and 6 weeks of games follow across North and South Island. Over the tournament's duration, the country's also throwing the Real New Zealand Festival, showcasing music and art, food and wine, as well as Maori cultural events. As the rains end in Ethiopia, the country will be celebrating their new year, here called Enkutakash. The date, September 11th, is also the feast of St. John the Baptist, and there'll be a special religious procession at Ragwell Church on top of the Entoto mountain, north of the capital, Addis Ababa. One of the oldest, most prestigious ballooning events, the Coupe Aeronautique Gordon Bennett, takes flight September 10th. This year, the event begins in Gap Taillard in the French Alps. The goal, to fly the furthest distance from the launch site. The record stands at over 3,000 kilometers. A few days later, Lleida in Spain will host the European Hot Air Balloon Championship, where serious pilots will be testing their skills. And one of the largest ballooning events, Albuquerque's International Balloon Fiesta, begins October 1st, when hundreds of balloons fill the skies above New Mexico in the USA. In Japan, there's been some good news for the earthquake-hit region of Tohoku. UNESCO's awarded Cultural World Heritage Site status to Hiraizumi's Buddhist temples, which date back nearly 1,000 years. Also new on UNESCO's list is the Ningaloo Coast in Western Australia, which includes more than 500,000 hectares of coral reef. What makes the reef here so special is that it's fringing reef, meaning visitors don't need tanks, but can snorkel just meters from the shore in shallow water. And I've just come back from swimming with whale sharks, where the Gulf of Mexico meets the Caribbean Sea off the Yucatan Peninsula. Look out for my report if you'd like to hear more on what you can see in the waters of a little island called Isla Holbox.
There are times that you can see dolphins, flamingos, turtles, mantas, and of course the whale sharks. There are times that we see all that on the same time.
And there are still a few months left of the season. I also visited some spectacular Mayan ruins, including the most popular of all, Chichen Itza, which some believe was used as a solar calendar over 1,000 years ago. At the autumn equinox on September 21st, the play of sunlight and shadow creates an image of a plumed serpent moving along a staircase. Thousands of tourists visit on this date, but the trick is to come a day or two before or after, when the phenomenon is just as apparent, but there are far fewer visitors. In New York, the World Trade Center site is set to open to the public for the first time in 10 years. The 9/11 Memorial will be dedicated on September 11th and will open to visitors the following day. There'll be a 6-acre plaza with waterfalls, and walls will be lined with the names of the nearly 3,000 victims who died a decade ago. Thanks for checking in with my Insider Guide this month. Until next time, happy traveling.